Hey guys, Doa and Monte Cristo here, and we just wanted to talk to you a little bit about what's been going on. Obviously, the news came out that we're not going to be casting League of Legends anymore, or at least not doing LCK anymore on OGN, and we just wanted to kind of have a conversation about League and our history with the game, and what we want to do with Overwatch going forward, and just kind of catch you guys up to speed. So. If you came here for drama, I'm sorry. We're probably not going to provide you a lot of drama, but we'll at least provide to you an explanation about what's going on. So yeah.
Yeah, it's been really great, obviously, to cast 10 seasons now of League of Legends here in Korea. I mean, we started this before LCS even existed, so it's been an honor to be able to cast the scene that has been the most dominant, the highest level league. We both have a great love for the game, and we're pretty sad to leave it behind. It certainly wasn't an easy decision, especially because you guys, the fans, have supported us this whole time. The OGN Legion has made the English broadcast of Champions into what it is, and we don't want you guys to feel like we're betraying you in any way. We just felt like in order to move on to the next stage of our careers, unfortunately, this was a decision that had to go forward.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is something that's not sudden. It's something that we've been talking about for a long time. I think when Overwatch was announced, right from that very beginning with the intro video and all that, we knew, or at least we felt anyway, that it was going to be a big esport, that it was something that we wanted to cast. And yeah, so we kind of have been talking about this for a few years actually now.
Basically,
a couple years.
Yeah, for a couple of years. Basically, so you guys know, like, even back in when we got our contracts from OGN for 2016 for all of last year, we actually had it written into our contracts that we had to cast Overwatch because we thought it was going to be a big smash hit in Korea, which indeed it has been. The player base has been really strong here, and we both of us are big Blizzard fans. I mean, both of us started casting in Blizzard titles. I mean, I started with Warcraft 3, you started with StarCraft 2. So it was kind of a homecoming for us, I think, both in a lot of ways. I mean, you've been casting Hearthstone, so I think it's different for you than for me.
I never really stopped casting Blizzard games, I guess, but yeah, it definitely, what is exciting for me is, and I've said this in interviews in the past, is that I've always really wanted to do an FPS too, because like FPSs are always always have been my favorite genre. I know it's weird to think, but I actually started out with FPS, not like in a competitive sense or in an esports sense, but just like in the games I like to play, like way back in the mid 90s, with like Wolfenstein 3D and stuff. So Overwatch immediately, I'm like, yes, I'm gonna cast this FPS. So there was that, but obviously there were some changes in the League of Legends scene here in Korea too that kind of I would say helped make this decision a bit easier to make. One of those was, of course, the end of OGN Champions when it became LCK, when the broadcast was unfortunately split between SPO TV and OGN. Frankly, for me especially, and I know for you as well, it didn't really feel the same anymore after that. It wasn't our tournament anymore.
Yeah.
It wasn't the it frankly, it sounds kind of cliche to say, but it didn't have the vibe that I liked about it. The magic was kind of not there as much anymore.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I feel like in terms of formats that I haven't really been pleased with the way that the format changes have been going. I think there was something really unique through the end of 2014 that was going on in Korea with the tournaments, and since Masters went away, as well as stopping Champions Winter, and then moving over to the league format, it hasn't had the same level of excitement for me personally.
It just wasn't really good for anyone. And it kind of put a negative vibe on the whole thing, It was just hard to enjoy as much. So that wasn't like, as soon as that happened, we weren't like, all right, well, screw League of Legends, we're out of here. No, it wasn't like that. But it did help make the decision to move over to Overwatch full-time a little bit easier to do. Another fun thing with Overwatch is that it's really cool to kind of get to be the part of the birth of a new esport in Korea, too. It's a really unique time for a game. I remember this in StarCraft 2, we saw it in League of Legends as well, Hearthstone, and now here is Overwatch too, and it's just a cool time because it's so exciting. The teams are changing all the time, people are really figuring out stuff. You get to cast all these strategies that end up being hilariously bad later on down the line. You're like, I can't believe people did that, but So there's just a lot of fun stuff about being in a scene in Korea at this point too,
and the international competition too.
Yeah,
like the early
totally.
days of Champions. You guys, even before Doe and I started casting the first 2 seasons, one of the things that when I was just watching, I really enjoyed was having the foreign teams over here, and we get that again. So we get the tournament format back. We get the international competition. It's been really exciting for us because that's kind of what I really enjoy about esports.
Mm-hmm.
And moving to a very extended league structure was hard, and also I'm excited about having more international competition in Overwatch with Blizzard's plans for the future too.
Mm-hmm. I do regret that I won't be able to cast a team called Barbecue Olivers, but
well, I regret not being able to cast KT's super team. I mean, I'm definitely going to be watching. True. I'm really excited about that. But KT, I mean, this is undoubtedly going to be an amazing season for League of Legends here in Korea, with a lot of the great pro players returning from China or other places abroad. So that was a really hard decision for us too, because we're like, damn, this is, ever since we moved to the league system, this is probably going to be the best season so far. So it is definitely disappointing, but another factor too is like, just in terms of working with the developers, it's been over the years. It has been difficult for us to predict or have a lot of trust in what Riot's going to do, especially in regards to us as non-Riot casters. There's been very little stability for freelancers in the scene, and Blizzard is making, for us at least, much more concerted effort to include us in a lot of the conversations that are going on, and their treatment of us has been, I feel, more honest and better.
The communication between developer and freelance commentator has always been much better from Blizzard's side than from Riot's side.
It's been fraught with Riot.
Yes. So just in terms of like being on the same page with the developer, it's been a struggle over the years with Riot too. So it does make it a little bit easier that way too.
And it's a bummer to leave behind a game we both love, but
it is.
In terms of career stability, I just don't feel like I can count on Riot to have my back.
It seems that way. I mean, one thing we want to stress too is that we are not talking about the Riot production team,
who's been amazing,
the other casters and all that. We've absolutely loved working with the production people at Riot, the entire staff over there, and all the other casters too that we've done, IEMs with, done, MSI, Worlds and all that. Yeah, of course, so that's a sad part for us too, is, not working with those guys for a while. I mean, esports is a small sphere. As soon as the news came out, Jat messaged me right away and he said, hey, I've loved working with you, I wish you all the best and all that. Yeah. And, that's the kind of character that all the LCS casters have, is they're like that. And we will miss working with them. But esports is a small sphere, like I just said. So there's a chance. You never know. You're probably going to see these guys down the line in some capacities. So I would not be surprised at all with that. But let's see. Did we cover everything? We're kind of doing this in one take, so we don't want to edit it. We're pretty lazy. So it's true. Yeah.
I ultimately, we really want to underscore how much we appreciate all your support that you've given us in League of Legends. It really does mean the world to us. It's a game that we both cherish and has been an integral part of our careers. Even thanks to Riot. I mean, they've done, for all the complaints that we've had over the years and other people have had, there's no denying that this is a company that really did invest in a big way and really propel esports forward, not only in the West but globally. So there's a lot to celebrate there. They've done a lot to really increase the foundation of esports, and it's on to bigger and better things, hopefully, for Riot and for all of the other companies that are going to be competitors with them in the future. They've elevated the level of production, elevated the level of competition in ways that are pretty unbelievable, honestly. So it's been really cool to see them do that. It's been really an honor to be part of that, as part of a global League of Legends scene, and hopefully, we're hoping that we can see the same thing with Blizzard and Overwatch. We have faith in their plans for the future. There's a lot of stuff that you guys will be hearing about soon that is going to be really interesting.
Wink. Subtle hint.
Well, I mean, most of you have probably seen the announcements for the Overwatch League and their kind of global plan for Overwatch and how ambitious that is. So
there's a lot of exciting stuff going forward.
Yeah, there's a lot of exciting stuff moving forward with that, and we're hoping to have a good time. So thanks a lot. We're going to give you guys, we've got some scotch here.
Yes.
So thank you so much, guys, for all your support.
A toast to to League of Legends, first and foremost, our an awesome game that we spent 4.5 years casting. we'll see what happens in the future. But for now, giving it a bit of a break. And to the LCS casters, to all the staff that we've worked with over the years of League of Legends, to Overwatch, the future of that game, to Blizzard as well, and most of all...
to OGN, come on.
To OGN, of course, has given us a
and
good
Papa
home
Smithy
to
and
cast on.
Achilles.
That's right, all of them as well.
Who will be carrying the torch moving forward. They're great casters, know the history, so they'll be doing a wonderful job this season.
I feel like we're going to get played off the stage soon. But of course, it is time for our 5 p.m. drink of scotch here in Korea. How else did you do it at OGN? Come on.
Right.
That's right. So cheers to you guys, first and foremost, the fans, above all else. Thank you so much for sticking with us, and we hope you will in the future. Cheers.